Okay, if you're a procurement pro listening, you know this drill, right? Chasing managers for signatures, that vital PO vanishing into someone's inbox. Or maybe worse, finding out about some surprise purchase way after it's already happened.
Yeah.
Look, a broken PO approval process, it's not just annoying. It actually costs your organization way more than it supposedly saves.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is most places have a process on paper, but, very few have one that actually works smoothly day to day. So our mission in this deep dive is pretty clear, give you a practical framework, something to design a process that brings clarity. It's about balancing that crucial budget protection and compliance, yeah. But doing it without sacrificing the speed and agility your operations need.
Because that balance is key. Get it wrong, and you fall into one of two traps. You've got the bureaucracy trap, 5 signatures for everything, nothing moves. Or the opposite, the chaos trap. Total Wild West, maverick spend everywhere. What we're aiming for here in this deep dive is that smart middle ground. Structure, yes, but agile enough to keep things flowing. So how do we actually build that?
Right. That brings us to this 4-step framework. It's what we see high-performing procurement teams using. And step 1 is, well, it sounds simple. Map your actual workflow, not the one in the dusty manual. How do approvals really happen? Who touches it? Where are the delays? Just doing this, honestly, it often uncovers something like 80% of your inefficiencies right there.
80%.
Yeah.
That's huge. And it really confirms that shadow process idea, doesn't it? Things happening under the radar. So step 2 must be about fixing that lack of clarity. Defining roles.
Exactly. You need clear roles using something like a RACI model. Who's the requester? Who reviews, maybe checks the budget? Who's the final approver? Procurement's role. And who receives? Making that accountability visible is critical. And having clear rules about the sequence, who approves first, second, that matters too.
Okay, got it. Roles in sequence. Then what's step 3?
Step 3 is implementing what we call the approval matrix. This is based on, say, purchase type and the value range. So maybe recurring software fees under a certain amount, auto-approved. But a big capital expenditure over 50 grand, that needs a proper look. And here's a really crucial pro tip. You must limit those top-level approvals, CFO, CEO, to less than, say, 20% of total requests.
Oh, that's gold. Reserve their strategic attention for strategic purchases.
Precisely.
If the CEO is signing off on printer toner, you've got a bigger problem than just inefficiency. You're wasting their time, which I guess leads straight into step 4, automation.
Intelligent automation, yes. Step 4, think dynamic routing. The request goes to the right person based on amount or category. Visibility dashboards so everyone can see where things stand. Yeah. And definitely using auto approvals for those low-risk repeat buys. But keeping manual sign-off where it counts for the high-risk stuff.
Right, automating the flow, not removing the control. Makes sense.
Yeah, and you can't improve what you don't measure, can you? If you're serious about this, you need key metrics. Track your average approval cycle time. The benchmark. Aim for 3 business days or less. Track the percentage of spend that's actually going through this controlled approval process. Target maybe 90% plus. And, critically, use your system logs. Find out who or where the approver bottlenecks really are.
Okay, metrics are vital. But what about the people? Because, let's be honest, a lot of these problems feel behavioral.
Oh, absolutely. Most are. People bypass processes, usually because they feel it just slows them down. They don't see the value, right, the fix. Well, you've got to involve department heads when you're setting those thresholds. Get their buy-in and train your approvers properly. Make sure they understand their role.
And you mentioned celebrating speed earlier.
Yes. Acknowledge quick, correct approvals. Reinforce the positive behavior. Show that the process can be fast when done right.
What about that common issue then, approvals happening after the purchase, post facto?
Ah, yes, the classic sign of a broken system. The root cause is usually just pressure to move fast. The answer isn't more rules or punishment, it's building a better path. Create a really streamlined, quick request form for pre-approval. Give people a legitimate fast option for urgent things, so they don't feel forced to break the rules just to meet a deadline.
Okay, so mapping, roles, matrix, automation metrics, and tackling the human side with better design and training. So the main takeaway here seems to be that a great process isn't something you set and forget. It's dynamic.
Exactly right. It needs continuous improvement.
Which means asking questions regularly, like every quarter. Are the value thresholds still right? Are cycle times actually getting better? Using that data, but also talking to people, getting that qualitative feedback to keep tuning the workflow.
Didn't say it better. And maybe the final thought to leave folks with is this. The whole point of tracking things like cycle time, it isn't about blaming individuals for being slow. The goal is to diagnose and fix the process design. If your workflow doesn't match how work actually needs to get done, if it fights against reality, then the process needs updating. You don't defend a broken process, you fix it.